Hello fellow riders, welcome back to Riders of Icarus. Today I have another taming video for you. Today I will show you how to tame Nightmare. Now Nightmare is quite an old mount and he resides in the X around Badlands where I am right now. So Nightmare is one of my all-time favorite heroics. So how does the taming of this creature work? So the bestiary here says Nightmare could be tamed, but only by someone with common hunter's gear lined with Exarium ore to protect them from its magic. So the armor that the bestiary refers to here is a set of armor that I didn't take out of my storage yet. Well done for preparation anyway. Storage is right here.
I'll store your stuff for you.
So what the bestiary is referring to is this set of armor here, modest hunter gear. So of course this goes for your own class, and if you have all 5 pieces equipped, you can tame Nightmare. You don't need a mark for him, you just need the armor set. And this armor set won't get consumed if you make an attempt. So how do you craft this set? Well, I am still here in Conqueror's Gate Camp, and that is where you should start. You need to talk to this man over here, the recipe merchant. He will sell you recipes for all kinds of stuff. So what you need is to go to the armor tab. You just need armor, no weapons, jewelry or familiar gear, and the 5 recipes for your class will appear at the very top. So you can craft things for other classes, but it's pretty useless, so you should just get the recipes for your own class. Now if we look at the recipe, you will see that for each piece we need some Exarium alloys, simple molds, chaos fragments and chaos essences. So those simple molds can be bought from the Armorcraft merchant. The chaos fragments and chaos essences, I'll elaborate on them a bit later. Now the Exarium alloys that I need, those recipes can be bought at raw material. If you are a magic class, you will need Exarium weave instead of Exarium alloy. If you're unsure, you should check the recipes here first for your class to see which raw material recipe you need. So the Exarium alloys, for those you need Exarium ore, mithril ore, iron ore and simple reducing agent. Everything on this list except for the Exarium ore can be bought from the Armorcraft merchant as well. However, especially if you're a lower level, the mithril ore can get a little expensive. So now for the chaos fragments and essences. You will need, I believe, 10 of these and 5 of these to craft the entire set. Now you can obtain these by doing a daily quest in Blood Moon Camp. However, you can farm for them as well. And the spirit fragment, the chaos fragments, you need to farm for these as well. And the location that I think is very good for that is the one where I am right now. So on the map, at the Silent Ruins. So these transformed men and women, they are werewolves. They're easy at my level. They die within 1 or 2 hits. But if you are at a lower level, say level 35, the level at which you could tame Nightmare, they might be a bit tough. However, I did find that they drop these fragments and essences quite often, especially if you use a drop buff like this one. Catnip increases rare drop chance by 15% for half an hour. That will also help a great deal, and you should have these things together in no time. Now the thing that will take the longest time is crafting these Exarium alloys. You need 40 of them to craft the entire set. Now for 40 of these alloys, let me see my recipe. For 40 alloys you need 800 Exarium ore, 400 mithril ore, 200 iron ore, and 600 simple reducing agents. So that is quite a bit of material. However, I do know how to get a lot of this very quickly. So before I show you how, I am first going to tell you about this region a little bit more. Because if you head up here and head to the wolf cave, here, right here, you will find a boss. You will find Exaran Jack. And he can drop Stygia coins, which can also be helpful. And he can drop other material, and he can even drop entire pieces of modest hunter gear. So let me get over here. Come on, Norris. Thank you. There he is, Jack the Hunter, Werewolf King. So let me... Goodbye, werewolves. Thank you. So he is not that difficult to kill. Especially not if you're at my level. Usually I can get him dead before he does any skills. There we go. So he can drop some elite marks, Exaran coins, I'm going to take those. Marumi gear, I don't need this at all. Here we go, chaos essences, and he can drop a jewelry set that is his. So I'm going to take these as well, just because. Now he didn't drop any modest gear this time, but the first time I killed him he dropped 2 pieces, one of which were boots that I could wear. So that leaves me to showing you where to get all these materials that you need to craft enough alloys for the armor. And for that we are going to head over to Blood Moon Lake. Okay, so we have arrived here at Blood Moon Lake, and if you've come across this before, you will notice all this giant Exarium. Now you can't do anything with this, you cannot mine it. Now, you will occasionally get messages across here that will give you certain tips. And one of these tips is that if you want to mine these, you will need to enlist the help of an Exarium miner. Now that miner currently isn't here. That miner is a boss, a level 37 I believe, and he could be considered a world boss. However, with my current statistics I can easily solo him. He doesn't do much damage at all, he's just quite tanky. So that world boss is called Carone, and he is a giant turtle. So he will usually appear here. I do not know his respawn time. However, if you are in the area and you're waiting for him, you can see the messages. The master of the mine will appear at Blood Moon Lake in 10 minutes, and then 5 minutes later it will say the same thing, that he will spawn in 5 minutes. So that will indicate that he will spawn soon, and you can head over here to kill him. Now usually he is up, however a friend of mine is also after him, because he drops mining gear. He drops 20 pieces of mining gear. So with those pieces you can mine 20 giant Exarium. Now these can drop all kinds of stuff. They can, let me see, they can drop mithril, iron, they can drop lots of Exarium ore. They also drop a lot of Exaran coins, and they can even drop alloys, weave, or other already crafted Exarium material themselves. So this is a great place to farm those. I could craft this entire set after killing Carone and mining all this Exarium twice. Now I did not have to craft my boots, so I must mention that. So it will usually take 2 or 3 times killing Carone to get all this material for this set. once you have all this material, well, it's easy. You just need stage 3 armor crafting, and you need to have learned the recipes, and you can craft this set. Now that we have this, let's go out and find Nightmare. There we go. Hello, Nightmare. So what I'm going to do is put on the armor. All 5 pieces. And as you can see, we get an extra item here. Nightmare can be tamed. So in the terms of taming buffs, Nightmare is level 35. I'm level 68. I have this taming jewelry. I'm just gonna pop that on for good measure. But of course I can fail as many times as it takes to tame him. So I'm not gonna waste any alloons on taming buffs, and Nightmare's health doesn't need to be lowered in order to jump him. I am gonna shoot him to get his attention. And then just... Excuse me. I said. There we go. So I'm expecting full green, because he's not that difficult to tame. One more. There we go. Right. So although Nightmare is a bit of a, common, quote-unquote common heroic by now, he has a move speed of 10. He gets legendary aura, which increases PvP attack rate, mythic resilience, just like any heroic. He gets a speed buff, which increases move speed, equine endurance at level 5, and then two attacks. So even though he is quite an old familiar, he still looks very, very cool to me, and he is still one of my all-time favorites. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed, please make sure to let me know. Maybe leave a like. If you enjoy the content that I make, consider subscribing. I mean, I enjoy making these, so I will see you again next time. Until then, riders.